The local cops that have been harassing me for the last 30 years claim that Gaines carried his gun under the front seat of the car and that I planted it. Well, it was his duty weapon, registered to him, number one. Number two, how did I plant that? And
you were there immediately. Right?
Yeah, and he carried it under the seat. There's no way in the world somebody's gonna carry a gun under the seat loose. No way in the world. Maybe he did, maybe he didn't. But I'm telling you, the gun was pointing at me, and I thought it was a stainless steel. I thought .45 semi-automatic. Turned out to be a 9mm Smith & Wesson 6906 is what it turned out to be. But apparently when you're looking down the barrel, it looked a little bigger than a 9mm. So my team pulled him out, took him out of the passenger door, handcuffed him. They're talking about, I failed to call 911, I let him die. I told that Hispanic fellow before I got in my car to call 911. And everybody in the Brotherhood called 911. There was cops coming all over the place. Paramedics arrived and worked on him. When there was no blood, when they pulled him out of the van or out of the truck, there was no blood. But when they straightened him up, blood started pouring out of his body, out of his chest cavity. Because the bullet hole was 2 inches above his right elbow on the right side. And again, they're accusing me of executing him, that he never pointed a gun at me. Well, if he didn't point the gun at me, he'd have a hole in his arm. Because the bullet hole is 2 inches above his right elbow. So if his arm was where it's supposed to be and he didn't point the gun at me, he'd have a bullet hole in his arm. He didn't. They put me in the car because the media was starting to show up and everybody. They sat me in Zoyner's car because my car was part of the crime scene. I sat in there and then I was transported to Hollywood Station. This is about 4:30, give or take. At 7 o'clock, my boss, Zoyner, and my lieutenant, Frank Valdez, came into the room I was in. I was in the cold room. We call it the cold room because there's a cold phone in there. And if I wasn't doing anything during the day, we didn't have a case going, I'd get on that phone and try to call dope dealers up and buy dope over the phone and hook them up. So I'm in that room, and they come in, and Zoyner puts his arm around me. He says, "You're going to have to suck this one up." I said, "What do you mean?" The guy was a policeman. I says, "From where?" "One of ours." And at that point, I knew, holy cow, the world's going to collapse. We had Rodney King, and we just got through OJ. And now here I am. I'm going, here we go. It was. We sat there for a while, waiting for robbery homicide to show up and waiting for my attorney, Gary Ingemunson, to show up. And then I was transported back to North Hollywood Station, where I met with Poole and Miller, Fred Miller and Russ Poole. They were assigned robbery homicide, assigned to handle my case. That's where I got interviewed over there and laid the story out. And then we went back to the station, back to the gas station, and did a walkthrough. One thing I like to say, people talk bad about Willie Williams. Willie Williams is dead now, I know that. But how bad Willie was as a chief. Willie wasn't that bad of a guy. He called me up at home the next morning. "Yeah, Frank, this is Chief Williams." "Yeah, I just wanted to let you know that I heard about the case. I'm supporting you." He goes, "I would have come out last night and given you support." He said, "But with the way the media's on me right now," he says, "I didn't want any of that rubbing off on you." And I thought that was really nice of him. I said, "Willie, that was really nice of him." But as it turns out, he didn't have as much power as we thought, because Parks overran the whole thing, and then Parks became chief and really let us have it.
All right, talk about that earlier incident with Gaines that you know about where he called 911 on himself.